if humans can indeed become breatharians and live off the subtler expressions of energy, what is known in the breatharian community as prana, or dark matter, or energy, or the force. And if they could do that, if there are indeed breatharians alive right now, if those people that are on YouTube are indeed living with little to no food, then Saeed, why do we feel good after eating? Why do I feel good after eating a meal? Right? Well, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Why do you feel good after sniffing cocaine? Why do you feel good after puffing a marijuana joint? Why do you feel good after sex? Why do you feel good after all these things? That's your answer right there. Because of certain drugs that are secreted as a result by your glands, as a result of ingesting or partaking in a certain experience. Okay, I sniffed cocaine before, and it felt incredible. It was overrated because I could just do some breathing techniques and or hop in a cold shower. Nevertheless, I felt good. Why? Because you sniff. Okay, and dopamine is secreted, and adrenaline also, as a result of sniffing something external to you, which, by the way, both are secreted if you jump in a cold shower. That's why I say, and you feel good. Okay, does that mean cocaine is like good food? Does that mean it's good for you? Does that mean it's you should sniff cocaine every day? It just means it gives you energy, a finite amount of energy. Exactly what food does also. Food gives you a finite amount of energy. Of course, you eat it. You eat chocolate. You feel really good. Does that mean you should keep eating chocolate? No, it just means the chocolate acts with the system that you're in such a way that dopamine is produced, and is produced abundantly. Like if you get 3 chocolate bars and you eat them, you get a lot of dopamine. Oh, you'll be high for like the next couple of hours, 2 3 hours. You'll be high, hyper, and you'll be such a joyful person to be around. Right? If you ever eat, if you eat 3 chocolate bars, give me a call. I'd like to be around you for like the next 2 hours. You must be full of joy and love and all these good qualities, all this compassion and wisdom. You know, give me a call, okay? Oh yeah. Does that mean you're gonna eat chocolate every day? Does that mean it's good for you? No. It just means it's a drug. You took the drug, you felt good. It's not. This is not an argument. Okay. Now the other argument that you could make, and it's valid, is food gives you energy. Yes, food gives you energy. Everything gives you energy. Cocaine gives you energy. Everything gives you energy. But it's all finite energy. Okay, food is finite and it comes with a price. Okay, so the price of eating, the more you eat, the more you sleep, the more you need to lay down, the more you need to rest, because the more energy needs to go in to extract the energy from the food and eliminate the waste. Okay, it's kind of like running a car on fossil fuels. It's exactly what it is. There's a price to pay. You got to go to the gas station and fill it up. So you gotta have a certain budget for the gas to fill it up, and it's finite, right? So you fill it up, you fill up the tank, and then after a few days, you have to go again. It's a finite amount of energy. The price you pay is the money you pay, and then the other price is the environment, which you are the environment. Therefore, there is a price to pay there. Whereas if you installed solar panels on your car, the only reason they're expensive is because, again, the way the whole system's set up. But actually, like, if we make solar panels accessible, you'd pay monetarily, you'll pay some money, and then that's it. Your car is just running off the sun. You don't have to do anything, and there's very, very little environmental impact, if at all, on the environment. Much more efficient source of energy, much more abundant, and it's also finite. But the sun's got, they say, another 6 billion years. So that's it's there's a difference between finite, I gotta fill up my tank every few days, and finite, I won't have to do anything until 6 billion years. Okay, so there's a big difference there. So it's, for practical purposes, an infinite source. Having solar panels on your car, right? Running your car off solar panels and running your house off solar panels. It's practically infinite energy, much more sustainable and friendly, eco-friendly. Therefore, eco-friendly towards you because you're the environment, right? The oxygen you get is from the trees and everything. And so you see that argument doesn't really stand, doesn't really hold. That oh, I mean, I was a vegan and I ate meat and I felt so good. As soon as I ate it, I came to life. Okay, well, how about this? Tomorrow, instead of you eating meat, I'm gonna get you a couple of lines. You can sniff some lines and tell me how you feel. Also, and you probably will feel very alive, more than the meat, more than eating a piece of meat, right? Or people will say, I'm after everybody today, right? People will say, well, I ate these fruits and a lot of life force. I felt the life force, the electricity going through. What happened is the sugars. They give you the dopamine. There is some life force in it, of course. Okay. But it's the sugars, really. It's the sugars. The sugars got you hooked. The crystals, the sugars got you hooked. And that's really, I mean, you're feeling good because of the sugars. Right? I'm after everybody today, okay? You meat eaters, fruitarians, everybody. Okay? It's all fossil fuels as far as I'm concerned. Just meat happens to be coal. Fruits happen to be oil. Okay, let's say oil, but still all fossil fuels. Oil is better than coal for your car. But really, like if you want to become solar powered and wind powered, then and electrical. Like if you want to have your car to be electrical car and solar car, then it's time to move on to these other sources like solar gazing and meditation and etc. Air, slowing down your breath, taking it to 3 breaths per minute, 2 breaths per minute, etc. So now, of course, again, you can extract energy from everything. You can extract energy from food, but again, there's always a price to pay, right? There's always a price to pay. Your vehicle will last a lot longer if you run it on solar than if you run it on fossil fuels. Same thing with this vehicle. You can live for hundreds of years if you run it off subtler forms of energy. With fossil fuels, you'll be lucky if you make it to 100. You'll be lucky if you make it without aches and pains. So you make your choices in life, but don't use that argument. I feel good when I eat food. Yeah, of course. I feel really good when I take psychedelics also. Yeah, but then it wears off after. It's finite. I felt really good when I sniffed lines of cocaine. I mean, people feel really good about when they drink alcohol. Oh, they feel fantastic. That's why it's so big. People feel fantastic. Wait, smoking a cigarette? I smoked for 4 years. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, that dopamine. Oh, especially the morning cigarette. Oh God, I was so in love with that morning cigarette. I had my ritual. Get up, some coffee too. Oh yeah, some coffee, some cigarettes, some music, right? Oh, I'd set up the scene. I'd go on the balcony, put some music in the background. Oh, that first puff. Oh, that dopamine. Oh God. Cigarettes are good for you. You should smoke a cigarette every morning. You'll feel invigorated and alive. But I feel good, man. I feel good. I smoked a cigarette. I feel good. Who are you to tell me that, no, cigarettes are human food. Cigarettes are good for you. It's like, no, it's a stimulant. It's got a finite amount of energy, and then there's a price to pay later on. You eat fruits, there is less of a price to pay than, say, a piece of meat. Nevertheless, piece of meat is a stimulant. Of course you feel good when you eat it. Of course you feel alive and hyper when you eat it. But when your colon's all clogged up and you start to have a heart disease and all kinds of stuff, yeah, we'll see who feels good now. You have to look at things in the long term. You have to see the things with your third eye. See the progression, see the cause and effect of everything, that everything's a chain of events. Now, I don't mean to belittle food. I still eat food. I enjoy food. I had quite a meal last night, actually. I ate so many things last night. Dude, it's an experience though. Don't put the survival label on it. Don't think that you need it, or just look at it as an experience. Look at it as a drug that you have been enjoying since birth, and you may choose to continue to indulge in it for the rest of your life. I don't judge. Nobody should judge, because free will is the law. Pleasure is the law, and free will is the law. Unconditional love is respecting everyone's free will, and therefore we must respect everyone's free will to indulge in any drug they want to indulge in. Let it be any drug, okay? Any external drug. Okay, I'm a big fan of the camp of just legalize all drugs, let people be, because they're gonna do it anyway. You know, shout out to Portugal for decriminalizing all the drugs, right? And I'm a fan of that. So now we know food is decriminalized, right? We know that from birth, decriminalized and promoted. Same with alcohol, you know. But food really just belongs in that category. It really does. I mean, you could easily, you could. I mean, as crackheads, you could just survive off of crack or heroin and not eat or eat very, very, very little for years, because it gives you certain amount, it gives you energy, but it comes with a heavy cost. You know, if you're only taking heroin, you'll go on, you could survive, you know, or you're a crackhead with eating very little or none at all, you could survive for years. Okay, but it comes at a heavy price. Now, same thing with the drug, with the food drug, you could survive off of the food drug until the rest of your days, but the price is premature death. What's premature death? Anytime you die before like a couple of 100 years, that's premature death. So the price for sort of choosing with your free will to indulge in the food drug indefinitely is you're gonna have premature death, and you're probably gonna die with pains and aches. That's the price. That's your free will. It has to be respected. So I have to put it out there. I respect your choice uh, to indulge in any drug you want, but you have to see it for what it is: a drug. An experience, just like any other drug. You know what? Give me an infinite amount bags of mushroom, okay, infinite amount, and give me like this uh just my own hut somewhere, totally isolated, totally safe. I could live off those mushrooms, those which contain no calories, right? No, I could live off them for many years, because I know when I take those substances, I don't want to eat, I don't want to drink. Right? I could live off water and psychoactive mushrooms for many years. I could. There will definitely be a price to pay. It wouldn't be a good idea to do that, because I'll have some premature issue at some point. Just like with food, you prematurely die and you die with pain and aches and disease. It probably won't be a good idea, because you know anything you take in will take energy from you. But nevertheless, I could, 100%, because it gives you energy, right? There's an energy that, so everything gives you energy. Anything you ingest gives you a certain amount of energy, a certain type of energy, and it also comes with a price. It will take energy from you. So food will take energy from you in the form of, you gotta sleep a lot, you've gotta, eliminate the waste and everything. And then, of course, crack has its own price, right? And meth has its own price that you pay. You pay for everything, right? As long as it's fossil fuels, as long as it's something you're sort of, consuming and putting in and it, depending on, there's a certain price. Some things are more heavier price than others. Okay. Um, and then, the subtler you go into the energy, the less of a price you have to pay, and the more of energy yield there is, all the way until we go to infinity. If you could be plugged into source, that's total infinity. Then that's it. Then you're in heaven. You're in a permanent state of bliss, permanent state of fulfillment. You are all the energy. You're infinite energy. Okay? So the subtler you go, the less of a price you have to pay. Right? Like if you could power your car with your mind, then that's even more efficient than solar panels. You ain't gotta install anything at all. I mean, if you can get to that point, like Jesus shit, right? Where you basically have total command with your mind over all elements of nature, then you get in your car and you just command your car to move with your mind. That's even more efficient, more abundant, more infinite, let's say, more yields more energy than even solar panels. You ain't gotta install nothing. You ain't gotta pay somebody to install it for you. You ain't gotta buy it. You ain't gotta do anything. You just move with your mind. You see, the subtler you go into energies, the more and more subtler you go, the more energy you can yield. The more, which means either the finity of the energy increases, so it is still finite energy but much more, or you could go straight into infinity. Okay. And the less price there is to pay. Okay, again, what you put in, it's gonna take energy from you, so the less price there is to pay. And who doesn't want that, baby? all our whenever we, I mean, who doesn't want energy? We're like we're in many ways like, because we feel so deprived of energy, we run around chasing things because we want energy, we want to be fulfilled. It's the natural innate desire of the soul to ascend, to find its way back to its source, which is completely desireless and completely fulfilled and completely abundant, and it is infinity itself. Okay. So yeah, just see it for what it is. Be honest. Be honest that food, it's just like it's an experience, and honor it. And I still choose to engage in it because I'm not at the level where I go beyond it. I'm a drug addict. I'm a drug addict. Okay, I'm a fellow drug addict, folks. It's a pretty cool drug, isn't it? Tastes good. I mean, you sit down with your friends. Like I had my brother, his friend come yesterday, and so we sat down. It was a nice social environment, social experience. We tried this food, we tried that food. You know, it's a nice experience. So don't let it go while the music's still playing. If the music is still playing and you enjoy it, experience it. I know I certainly am. Less than before, much less. I mean, I kind of eat like a bird now. It's an expression for, I don't eat much during the day. Nevertheless, I'm still engaging in the activity. The music is still playing in me, but now I see it for what it is, an experience, an experience. And I mean, I engaged in psychedelics. I microdosed for 2 years, loved every minute of it. Uh, did a shit ton of psychedelics before then, big trips. So it's been like 4 years of experimentation. I still do it from time to time. I still enjoy it from time to time, but that's it. The music of the psychedelic experience, that daily microdosing, that sort of every month I have to go do 5 grams or a big trip. I'm done with. That's the music was playing for like a good 4 years. Enjoyed every minute of it. Oh, amazing, amazing. Taught me so much, but that's it now. I'm ready to move on to different experiences in life. Same thing with food. See everything as an experience. So if the music is still playing in you, baby, go out and enjoy it. Because at some point it'll run out. But see it for what it is. It's exactly on the same level, on the same. It's no different than alcohol, no different than cocaine, no different than psychedelics. They're all on the same level. It's the same. They're all experiences to be had in life, experiences. But don't give them power over your life. The reason why it's so difficult to uh, realize that when it comes to food, because everybody around you is involved, is consuming this food drug, and nobody even knows or acknowledges that they don't even need it. Okay, okay, I can hear some people say, well, people starve in Africa for, if they don't have food and stuff. Look, they starve because first of all, this program, this food drug that we've been involved in for thousands of years. So it's in our DNA now, where we come in right away, like it's epigenetics. The drug habit of eating is so strong in the human DNA. It's so strong, it's like generational, that the belief system that we needed is so ingrained within humans that, yeah, if they don't eat, some of them die. Just like somebody who's very, very addicted to crack or meth or heroin, if you suddenly take it away from them, they die. Same thing, same thing, same thing. They die. They die. So somebody who's really addicted to heroin, really addicted to crack and meth, you can't just get him off of it right away. You can't get now. What about food? I mean, we've been involved in this for thousands of years now, since the fall of consciousness, since the Kali Yuga began. We've been involved in consuming food, and we wrote it in our program, our human program, that food is associated with survival. So of course, unless you become an adult and conscious being, it's going to be difficult for you to override and realize that program is yet but another faulty program that is been written in this matrix, and that can be changed and transcended. Okay, yeah, I think I pissed off everyone, didn't I? I pissed off the fruitarians, I pissed off the carnivores, I pissed off the foodies, I pissed off probably even the breatharians somehow. I pissed them off. Good, good. It means I'm doing my job. So, uh, thank you to all the Patreons for your wonderful support on this journey. I love you guys. Here's a big kiss for you. And thank you to the people who also donate on PayPal, the one-time donations, the generous one-time donations that I receive. I love you guys, every single one of you. And make sure to go on Instagram, Saeed Mobayed. Until next time. Hey, by the way, like I said, continue to enjoy, continue to play the music that's still in you, okay? Until you're ready to move on to a different experience. I know I certainly will continue to do that. Until next time, may the force be with you.